This is a simple video, hopefully at least, on indexing. We can start by clicking the indexing menu item there. We can click web indexing, or actually the overview is probably a better place to start for someone who is not familiar with indexing. And explains that indexing makes records searchable online. When you index, you help connect families by typing up historical documents so they can be published online. But it goes beyond that. Indexed documents are used by the hinting system in Family Tree, which according to Robert Carrer represents 70 to 80% of all of the historical records for your ancestors, at least index records. Okay, so how do we get started? We can click on Get Started. And we can go to the web indexing page, which is, of course, the other page, the one that was offered to us up front. And if we do not currently have batches, it will allow us to find a project that is suitable. Notice the language and the level of expertise. Those who are just beginning indexing, it's suggested that they start with a beginning level project. And my suggestion is start with something in North America or Great Britain, Australia, New Zealand, maybe South Africa. A worry about Papua New Guinea, as I've discovered with some English language records from Oceania, the formats are different and they're a bit harder to follow. So if a person's just getting started with indexing, do yourself a favor and start with something that is simple, that you understand, something that is readable. Here, for example, is a Canada border entry lists project, which is listed as intermediate, probably because of the handwriting on the cards. But again, my suggestion is if you're just starting off, start with something as simple as possible. And if you can't make sense of that particular project, don't feel badly about abandoning that project and finding one that does work for you. I've done a lot of indexing, and when I run out of any further batches in the project that I'm working on, I then have to start looking for a new project. Which is what this Find Batches is about. These are the different projects. And within each project, there are small batches of a page or a few pages where you copy the information onto the computer so it becomes usable by FamilySearch in the hinting process and also in the search process, and becomes available for quick and easy use. And this gives you an idea too how far along the records are. This Alaska marriage record would probably be I would expect a fairly good project to work on, and only 31% of it is being indexed. So it'd be good for a while. Whereas this one here, US Arizona County Divorce Records, is nearly complete. By the time you learn how to do it, sort of developed your flow of work and so forth, that project might well be completed, and you would then have to look for a different one. I'm going to just go with this Massachusetts death records or death certificates. It's a project I am totally unfamiliar with, but one that should be easy. So click on index to index a batch of that. And it'll take it a moment or two to load the batch onto my computer. And it has a little pop-up new locality lookup feature. This project includes the new locality lookup feature. So if you can't quite read the name of the locality, you can look it up. And indexing instructions, it tells you what information to index from the record. And it says index all records of death, including standard certificates of death, medical examiner certificates of death, and additional information forms. Mark all other images in step 1 as no extractable data. The following are examples of documents that should be indexed, as well as examples of how to index each document. To see the examples, click the links below the images. Okay, we'll take a quick look at this one. And here it's showing us the information that is to be indexed. And off to the right, you'll see a little key here. Number 1, registered number is 380. The death county, number 2, is Norfolk. Death city, number 3, is Quincy. The name of the person is Annie, first name, Pease, last name, and so forth. You'll notice that only certain information is copied to the computer. This is the information that can be used later when people are searching for information on Annie Pease. Okay, let's get out of this thing. Okay, now we're ready to start indexing. You'll notice at the bottom, whoops, something happened there. Well, rather than go looking for that one again, oh, here it is. No, that's just the example. That's not the actual project. Okay, I'll just carry on with the project that I am currently indexing, which is South Africa, KwaZulu-Natal Vital Records. And it's classed as an advanced project, but it's really not that bad. Say attention, this project has been classified as advanced. If you are new to indexing, please consider choosing a beginner project. And with any project, as you become familiar with the project, your speed just automatically gets better. And it's not about speed. Anyways, you need to try to be as accurate as possible in indexing the information. And since I've done a few thousand of these KwaZulu-Natal records, I am familiar with the places, the place names. I am familiar with the East Indian names that these people have, which was kind of a surprise to me in South Africa to find that this project is almost entirely East Indian people who had immigrated to South Africa and where they work in the full variety of professions. First, I thought they might have been brought in as plantation workers on a tea plantation or a sugar plantation. No, they're police officers, they're medical people, they're artisans, and every art and craft, every type of occupation imaginable. So that's been kind of a learning experience to me. And note that in this particular project, some records are filled out in one orientation on the page, some are filled out on the other. And that is where, if you click that little thing that shows the two sliders, it then allows you to quickly flip the page, whichever orientation it needs. And this child's name, Jason B. And from that, I can automatically tell a few things about her. Okay, the birthplace is Jenny. And I would never be able to read it unless I had seen it before, probably, but that is the place name. And birth happened on the 24th of September. And notice that I only have to hit the letter S for September to pop up. And gender is female. Again, you just have to hit F. I don't need to type out female in full. The system is very good that way. Her father's name is Munyan. Not Munyan. And there's no surname for him. Mother's name, Rasulan. And that's it for that page. And, same thing for the other 5 pages in the batch. And when I finish the last page, then I can either click the little paper airplane to send it off, or there'll be a link on the left-hand side to submit it. Okay, that's basically my quick demo of indexing. Let's see if I remember to restart the recording. Stop recording. So it was recording. Good.